Hi, in today's discussion, I'd like to share with you how to analyze our data collected through spot speed study through the use of Excel. So far, during our face-to-face class, I have already taught you on how to analyze our data manually through the use of your calculator. In our example today, we have 80 data collected through fieldwork at Enrile Avenue from 6 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock a.m. The drop length is 35 meter and we are required to determine the mean of the spot speed data, the variance, the standard deviation, and to present the data using spot speed frequency histogram. The first thing for us to do is to determine the speed. You have to take note that the given is still the time in seconds. Okay, the time wherein the vehicle or the time um, used by the vehicle in traversing, okay, from your starting line of your trap length up to the end of your trap length. So the first thing is to determine the speed. So we can use the formula distance all over by time in here. So equals the distance is 35 meter divided by the corresponding time for each of the vehicle. Then we have to multiply it by 3.6 to convert that to kilometers per hour. So press enter and this is now the formula. We drag the formula to apply it to all our speed. So we already have the corresponding speed for each of the following vehicle. So the next step is to calculate the value of your class interval. We can use the formula by Sturgeon's formula. K equals to 1 plus 3.322 log of n at base 10. So the number of data that we have is 80. So 1 plus 3.322 log of 80 at base 10, you get 7.322, or you can have your k to be equal to k equals to 8. So we have 8 intervals that we are now going to use in our frequency table. So before we proceed with our frequency table, we have to identify first the distance between the intervals. In order to do that, we have to identify first what's the maximum speed and the minimum speed based on our data provided. To determine our maximum speed, all you have to do is to type max, parentheses, and then you have to highlight the values under the speed column. And then press enter. So your maximum speed is 76.36 kph. To determine your minimum speed, all you have to do is to input minimum and then again highlight the values under your speed column and then press enter. Then you'll get the minimum speed. So on our data, we have the maximum speed to be 76.36 and the minimum speed to be 19.03. So we can now determine the value of our A to be equal to what? Equals your maximum speed minus your minimum speed divided by 8, which is the number of interval. So we can see in here that the distance between the intervals is 7.1663. So if you are going to consider only two decimal places, then we have 7.17 as the distance between our interval. So we are now ready to work on our table, frequency table. The first one is the speed class. Second is the mid class, X. And of course, your frequency. Then the percentage frequency. And then cumulative frequency, Fx, and your Fx squared. There we have it. For your speed class, The first thing is to determine or to input rather your minimum speed. So 19.03 up to 19.03 using your calculator, 19.03, then we add 7.17. Then we'll have 26.20. And then the second one is from 26.21 to 26.21 plus the value 7.17, you'll have 33.38. Next, 33.39 to, then we add again 7.17. Then you'll have 40.56. Next is 40.57 up to, then again 40.57, then we'll add 7.17. You'll have 47.74. The next, you add 0.01, so 47.75 to, again, 47.75, then we add 7.17. Then we'll have 54.92. Next, again, we add 0.01, that would be 54.93 to, then again we add 7.17. Then we'll have 62.1. The next, 62 points, sorry, I forgot 0, so that, and then 62.11. Then we add again 7.17. Then we have 69.28. Then I think this is the last one. 69.29 up to 7.17, 76.46. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We already have 8 intervals, which is now equal to the computed based on the Sturge's formula. For your mid-class X, okay, there are two possible way for us to solve for the mid-class. You can get the average between the two upper and the lower limit of your speed class divided by 2. Or you can just get the average or divide rather the A by 2 and then you add it with the lower limit. So if you wanted to get the average, then you can just have it in here, 19.03 plus 26.20 divided by 2. Then you'll get in here the 22.615 as the mid. So if you are going to get the B rather than using that one, then you can have it in here, your B to be equal to 7.17 divided by 2. That's 3.56. So if you check in here, use your calculator, 19.03, then you add 3.59, it's just the same, 22.62. So you can just use either this one or you get to solve for the B and then you add that with the lower limit, then you'll have the same answer. Okay, no? So into this example, then maybe we can just use the average. No? You can use 26.21, then plus, sorry, I forgot the 26.21. Sorry, maybe we can just use the 26.21 plus 3.59. So I think this is okay. Then it got 33.39 plus 3.59 equals 40.57. Then we add this one. Then 47.75. Then again, add B. And then 54.93. Then add again B. And then repeat the process until we're done with all the corresponding speed class. And here, enter. And then you have 69 last 1.29. And then we add again 3.59. So it's up to you, whichever method would you like to use. Now for the frequency class, okay, for the frequency, all you have to do is to copy the speed in here. Okay, copy the speed. Okay, this is the beauty of using Excel in analyzing our data. No? So it would be very easy for us to determine the frequency of each of the speed class. Put it in here. OMG. Sorry. Maybe we have to get all of this data, including the one, the time, and then there we have it. And then we just have to hide this one because all we have to we need rather is the speed. And then highlight the speed in here. Highlight that one, and then click sort. We have to sort that from smallest to largest. Okay, so it already been sorted. So let's take a look at our mid class, no? 19.03 up to 26.20. So you have to highlight this one, then find up to the upper limit, 26.20. So up to this point, because 26.53 is already included on the next interval. So you have to color this one. Okay, the fill with color. Okay, and then take a look at the bottom part of your screen, the count. Okay, the number of the cells highlighted. We have 7. Then you have to put in here 7. The next one is 26.21 up to 33.38. So start it in here and then up to 33.38. 33.38. So up to here, because 33.87 is already included on your next interval. Sorry, I think. Okay, sorry for that. Okay. So in here, okay, sorry for that. Then 7. Okay, next. Up to 33.38. No? So in here, up to 33.38, somewhere in here. Okay, you have to color it again. That one, and look at the count, 21. So you put in here 21. 33.39 to 40.56. So 40.56 up to 40.56. So up to here, because 40.65, that is already included on your next interval. So color it again to avoid confusion. And then you have in here, count is 16. You have in here, 16. The next one, 40.57 up to 47.74. 57 to 47.74. So take a look at that, up to 47 point, oh my god, forgot it, 47.74 up to 47.74. So 47.74 up to here, right? Because 49.41 is already included on your next interval. So you have to highlight that one. And then look at the count again, 25. So you put in here your frequency to be 25. Next one, 47.75. So you start with 47.75. And we end at 54.92. So 54.92, 54.92 up to here. Because 58.33 is already included on your next interval. So you have to highlight it again. Look at the count, 7. Put 7 in here. Then 54.93 to 62.10. 54 to 62.10. So we have 2. So color it again. 1, and then we have 2, put 2 in here. 62 to 69.28. 62 to 69.28. We don't have our upper limit is 69.28, and we don't have a frequency falling for that falling on that particular speed class, so put 0. And then the last one is 69.21. Okay, 69.21 to 76.46, sorry, that one. So we have two counts in here, so you put it on your frequency 2. Take note again, no, the sum of this must be equal to 80 because the total number of our data sets is 80. So therefore, the corresponding frequency, okay, is actually correct for each of the speed class because we have a sum of 80. So for the percentage frequency, you have to get the average, sorry, not the average, but the percentage frequency of each, or the percentage of each of the frequency. So 7 divided by your 80 in here, the sum, okay, and then multiply it by 100. So that's now the frequency. Drag it, and then the sum of all of this frequency must be equal to 100%. For the cumulative frequency class, is that we have to copy the first percentage frequency, the 8.75, put it in there, and then for the next column, or the next cell rather, you have to get the sum. OMG, what happened? Okay, sorry, I think I have a sorry, equals the sum of this one plus this equals, okay, then you drag that one, then you'll have it. Suppose you have 100 now for our last cell, then therefore our computations for the cumulative frequency is correct. For the f times x, we'll have to multiply the frequency in here, multiply it with the mid class in here. So that's the value. There we have it. And then for x squared is you have to square first the value of your x. The value of x in here squared, okay, before multiplying it with your frequency f in here. Okay, so drag the value, there we have it. Okay, and then get the sum of the values. The sum equals, and then in here the sum of the values of x squared equals, then that's those are the values rather. Okay, we are now ready to compute the corresponding mean. No? Using your calculator, you can compute the value of your mean. No? Your x bar in here class, or the mean, is just equal to this value, sorry, equals this value in here divided by the value of the frequency, equals, you have 38.77 as the value now of your mean kph in here. For your variance class, okay, our formula for your variance is equal to, formula for our variance is equal to, sorry, I think this is much more complicated, no? So the number of data sets that we have is 80, okay, multiplied by fix squared, no, this one, okay, minus, just bear with me, this value fx squared, then squared. Okay, I think I'm not sure if the number of parentheses are correct. No, maybe we can just check it later. And then divided by 80, the number of your n, times 80 minus 1. Okay, so let's add parentheses. There we have it. Okay. So the variance is 107.63. I'm not sure if that's correct. So maybe you can check that on your calculator. Or maybe I can check it. Wait. Okay. 80 times 128755. 55.178 minus 3101 squared 80 minus 1 108.26. I think what's wrong with my sorry, I forgot the 0.6 in here. 107.67. Yes, we have a correct computation of your variance. For your standard deviation class, standard deviation is just equal to the square root of your variance in here, then press equals, then 10.37 as your standard deviation. So these are now our answer class, okay, using Excel. Okay, so the beauty of doing it in Excel is that, so how even though you're provided with a lot of data, then you can just easily get the frequency. Because if you do it manually, that would be very tedious for you to count the number of frequency or data belonging to any of this speed class. In here, you can just do the sorting, and then it would be very easy for you to count the number of or to determine the frequency of each of the speed class belonging to, or the frequencies belonging to each of the speed class. So that would be much simpler than doing it manually. So for the next, we already have the standard deviation. The last part is that we have to present our data using spot speed frequency histogram. So if we are going to use spot speed frequency or histogram, all you have to do is to click insert in here, the chart, this one, okay, and then right click and then select data, and then click add your series name. You just have the name of the Enrile Avenue. I think this is the Enrile Avenue. Sorry. Avenue. Okay. For your series value, highlight your frequency. That one. Enter. Then okay. For your horizontal, click edit. Our horizontal are the speed class here, and then press OK, and then OK. So this is now your histogram class. Then you can just click whatever value that you wanted to. And here the different themes. That one, you can have that one. So you have to choose whatever themes you would like to apply. So in here, okay. So this is now your histogram showing now the values of your collected data. So in 19.0326, you have 7 number of the frequency or the number of speeds that falls on this particular speed class, etc. So this is how you compute and likewise present your data using Excel. I hope this is helpful to you all, especially if you are going to analyze more than 50 data, because if you're going to do it manually, it would be a lot of work for you to do, especially in determining your frequency. Okay, so thank you so much, and good luck to your quiz. Good luck rather on your quiz next meeting. Goodbye.